The Gulf South Conference, for some people, is considered the cradle of coaches in the South for football. But it's more than just football. The Gulf South Conference is championship level conference at all sports. And joining us now is the commissioner of the Gulf South Conference, Matt Wilson, in his second decade, but he still looks like he's still in his first decade.
Man, you know how to schmooze, don't you? Good stuff.
Sometimes.
There you go.
First of all, we're down to 4.
Yes.
But we're down to most likely the power 4 in the South, in the region, some people would say in the country. How did we get to this point?
Yeah, it's a great question. And those that have followed the Gulf South Conference for a long time know that our membership has been ever-changing and volatile since it was founded in the early 1970s. There's only one 5-year period in the history of the Gulf South Conference where we've had the same membership, and that was during COVID. If there hadn't been for COVID, I'm pretty sure we'd had a change or two there. But we're lucky we've got our Power 4. And they're going to make a march to McKinney, and I'm confident that for the 7th time in the last 13 years, we're going to have somebody play for a national championship. And that speaks to the quality of our programs. And even though we're down to 4, it doesn't change the quality of the coaches, the outstanding student athletes, the passionate fan bases, and the quality institutions that we have in Cleveland and Livingston and Valdosta and Pensacola. So we're excited about that. But your question was, how do we get there? You know, just during my time, we've had 12 different schools play football for us, and we're down to 4. So we had 2 go to Division I and 2 completely cut the sport altogether, no longer have football. Those are difficult decisions to counter as a commissioner, as a membership. Those are going to happen. And then we had another 4 that decided to try something different to help match financial resources and competitive aspirations, which didn't match the 4 that remain in the Gulf South. That's how we got there. The question is, how do we move forward? And it's a difficult one to answer. The inventory of potential partner schools is not very deep. It's a difficult sell to institutions to come compete with teams that consistently play. I think every one of these 4 teams have been a number 1 seed in a regional just in my time here, which is just almost unbelievable. And it's been amazing, but it is it's hard to find partners that are ready to come join us in that. Does it mean we're giving up, throwing our hands up? No, absolutely not. We're trying to find a way to continue our mission of helping our institutions meet their institutional aspirations for athletics. For these 4 schools, it means playing Division II football. It means playing in the Gulf South. It means winning regional and national championships. We want to continue to support that. What will that look like at the end of the day? If I had a magic ball or a crystal ball, I might use it on something else like lottery numbers.
There you go.
So I really can't tell you there, but I'd love to be able to say that everybody's able to continue to meet their institutional aspirations for athletics. That's really what the mission of our conference is.
Well, when you look at your situation, you have a unique future. The future is now expanded playoffs, automatic bid. How does that change the situation? Because there is a possibility you could get all 4 teams into the playoffs.
Well, wouldn't that be something? The worst case for one of our teams is an 0-3 conference record. And you look at the schedules that everybody has had to develop because we have so much non-conference opportunities. Those are really strong schedules. So somebody that goes 7-3 or 8-3, they may be hard to keep out of the playoffs. So I'm excited and hopeful. It's going to be tougher. There's 7 spots in the region. There's 4 conferences that get AQ, so there's only 3 at-large opportunities. It's going to be very difficult. The South Atlantic Conference continues to improve, and so it's going to be difficult for us to get more than a couple teams in, but if there was ever a year to do it, it's this year with these 4.
You are the cradle of coaches in the South as far as football. You've had a lot of coaches that have left this conference, moved on to bigger and better things as coordinators, as head coaches. You've had a couple that left. You got new coaches that have come in. What does that say about not only the stability of the conference, but how competitive and how much growth have we seen as far as the coaches and how much they can grow as coaches?
It just shows the opportunities that are available at our institutions. You can get where you want to be from our institutions. And I think in this day and age with transfer portal, that's probably something our coaches have to sell a lot to our student athletes. You can get where you want to be by being at our institutions. Our institutions are committed to playing at a high level and providing a quality experience, and they let coaches coach. And I think you're seeing that in the development that they've been able to do through coaching.
When we take a look at the landscape, a lot of people have talked about the Power Five, rev sharing, transfer portal, NIL, things of that nature. NIL is still here for all kids to take part in. But when we think about the future of Division II athletics, how much has the commissioners and athletic directors gone to the NCAA and said, okay, what are we going to be doing in the future?
That's a great question, and we'll forward it on to Indianapolis and see if they'll help us out a little bit with that. I'm hopeful now that the House settlement, which codified NIL, is complete, that the focus can return to educational-based college athletics. The other 1,000 members of the NCAA outside of those 100 that are competing at the very highest level, so we can make sure we can protect these opportunities. These opportunities are important. Higher education and college athletics are under attack from politicians, from the public, and we've got to do something to preserve these opportunities. Outside of the GI Bill and the Pell Grant, I would say that you can make a pretty good argument that college athletics has been the greatest gateway to higher education in this entire country. And we run the risk of damaging those opportunities in this current climate if we don't focus on that educational model of college athletics.
For your other sports, it seems as though the health of the conference is very good. You've added a couple of schools. How healthy is the Gulf South Conference in sports like volleyball, lacrosse, things of that nature, soccer? And what does the future hold?
Yeah, we've got 19 sports. 18 of them are in a great spot membership-wise. We're competing for championships. We've got high-quality teams with high-quality athletes and great coaches and growing facilities. The future is really bright. I'm bullish still on where the Gulf South is headed. We've got a lot of great things going for us. There are people that want to partner with us in other sports besides football. We think we can get there. We think there's an opportunity for a big tent in the Gulf South Conference and more people. But this is a unique climate, again, for higher ed. There's challenges that they're facing, particularly financial challenges. Travel has never been more expensive. Equipment costs have never been more expensive. Declining enrollments and declining subsidies from state institutions and philanthropy are really making it a challenge. We want to come alongside our schools, make sure they can continue to provide the opportunities that they're providing hundreds of young people on their campuses every year.
We've talked to Caldwell Architects. How did that partnership come about from your end, and how important is that for the health of the Gulf South Conference?
You know, the Caldwell Architects partnership is an ideal one if you're a conference commissioner. They had an existing relationship with our friends at University of West Florida. They have a great office in Pensacola. The connection came from them to us, and we were able to create a custom package to be able to showcase their brand and provide them those business-to-business opportunities that they were looking for. So it was an ideal partnership. Their goals and their people match what we try to do in the Gulf South Conference, and those are the ones that last. So I'm excited. We're heading into our second year with this group. We did a smaller sponsorship last year. We've expanded it this year, so I'm excited. Jeff and Mike are fantastic, and the rest of their team down there at Caldwell Architects. That's a great partnership for us, and those are the kind that we look for, and we have to be able to bring some of that financial and corporate partnership support to the conference.
Have some of your university presidents already sort of bent the ear of the architects to try to say, hey, can you guys do things like this?
That's what I understand, is that they've had a chance to talk to some people, and that's the great thing about our partnerships, whether it's with Caldwell Architects or others with other products and services, is we look for people that can be a resource to our institutions. Would they love to get the business? Absolutely. That's, at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for, right? But they also want to be a great resource to be able to ask questions for, someone that you can safely go say, hey, does this sound right? Is this something that we can do? And I think that's what they've been able to do for our presidents and ADs.
Football going forward this fall, what do you think it's going to take to have another Valdosta State back in McKinney coming in December?
Yeah, I think if our student athletes can stay healthy and our teams do what they're supposed to do in the non-conference play and the weather cooperates in November, I think that's probably been the only – I don't want to make any excuses, but maybe that's the only regional we've lost was because of some really crummy weather in the last decade. I think we'll have a great chance to send somebody back to the semifinals. Once you make it to the semifinals, you're one away, and I'm confident that any of these 4 teams could win that semifinal game and be in McKinney.
How special would it be if they could go head to head?
Let's go. Let's see how far we can get them.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, James. I really
All right.
appreciate all you do for the conference. You've been a great supporter and treat this in a great professional way and make this Flow Sports production so good. So your support there is great. And James and Angelo and Jason and Brian on our team who have made this a really good production, make this something special. This was a vision we had a while back, and you all have taken it and made it even better than I could have imagined. So thank you very much for giving up your time. Thanks for capturing my vision, and instead of shaking your head at me in front of me, at least shake your head when I leave the room and then go make it happen. So I'm really thankful for you all.